Hey guys, so you may recognize me as someone who talks predominantly about astrology on this app, and that is in fact true. However, today I want to talk more about tarot because I feel like I've done a good job thus far of demystifying the sun sign. And I really started this account with aims to demystify a lot of esoteric practices. So with that, today I'd like to get into the Major Arcana, cards 1 to 7, to show you how there are 3 stages. In this video, we'll discuss one that talks about that shows you the flow of the soul's progression, the soul's journey. Let's get into it. So first and foremost, we have the Fool. This is the Rider Waite deck. So this is sort of your classic tarot deck, okay? The Fool, should be noted, is not considered even a number in the Major Arcana system, okay? This is 0. This is the very beginning. What I like about these two cards is because they're both about surrender. They're both the Fool, just different decks, right? This is your traditional deck where he's just walking towards that cliff with absolute innocence and trust. And in this one, she's literally doing a trust fall. So that's really what the beginning of the soul journey is about, is recognizing that you have all sort of the pieces, and the last piece is to surrender and jump. The next card is the Magician, okay? So we go from the Fool to the Magician. The Magician is recognizing all the pieces that you have at your disposal, and one of them is spiritual connection. But either or, it's the next stage. It's empowering. It's recognizing what you yourself are capable of, the magic that comes from within you and above, and the eternal flow, right? The High Priestess is number 2. So number 1 was the Magician, okay? That's important. The numbers are important because remember, the Fool isn't even considered a number. So the Magician is number 1. The High Priestess is number 2 because this is a very independent card, right? Even though there's a connection, it's independent, but it's recognizing that you have the power and the choice. And this is about the next stage of the journey. I actually prefer this card, but either way. And this card is about integration. Okay? It's about accepting that there are pieces of ourselves that we wouldn't consider aligned with innate goodness, right? But ultimately, for our soul's journey, we need to sit with those pieces and integrate what once was black and white to us, right? And accept every part of ourselves. That includes the ego. Want to briefly explain here, just so you understand, that I am not reading these cards today as you may read them in a deck. This is literally showing the progression and the story that the Major Arcana contains. Okay? The third card is the Empress. So after we do the work and sort of integrate our ego and our soul, deconstruct those black and white thinking, we then sort of reparent ourselves. We give ourselves that nurturing mother vibe that comes with deep creativity, even within stillness. It's the inspiration, right? More of a feminine vibe. The next card really follows this because, so this is about accepting your femininity, essentially. That nurturing part that exists within all of us. And then the Emperor, which is number 4, is about sort of integrating this lesson and moving from a place of authority. And it's more masculine. This card. So again, this is my interpretation. Other people may be different. But here we are on stage 5 of the journey. 5, in all things, is somewhat associated with a challenge or a change. Here, this is about looking at the structures that existed, you know, the belief systems, the bridges that we used for meaning, and really finding our own way forward. So it's not about rejecting society per se, but it's about spending some time assuring that you were in alignment with the structures that were built before you, or potentially building new structures. The Lovers. So this is the part in your journey, maybe the 7 in astrology, right? The 7th house, where you merge. It doesn't have to mean romantic, but it can. But it's a divine union, and it's really about encountering, it's like your first external card, right? And collaboration, partnership, all of those things. It's coming to a union between the two. Kind of similar, but not, because this is external, right? So hold on. The High Priestess was internal. So internal, and this is external. But it is about like combining two things into one, the merge. It's more like the 8th than the 7th. And then this, oh yes, I did. This is the Chariot, okay? This is the 7th card. It's the end of this journey. You have taken everything you have learned. You have taken. Let's go back. Oh my gosh, could I keep them in order? No, too easy. Too easy, guys. I had to mix them up. So you have gone from understanding that your free will choice and ultimate power that you have within yourself will make your way forward. This is after the moment of surrender. You have then integrated internally the black and white pieces of yourself and accepted everything, the light within them. You have nurtured your inner child per se, but you have also really sat with your feminine creativity, inspiration, stillness, emotion, and loved yourself. And then you're ready to kind of move forward with authority, right? You're ready to examine the past structures that informed your future prior to now, prior to doing all the work, and to determine where you are within this system. You're ready to connect with others because you have done the work with yourself. And ultimately, you are ready to move forward and integrate that lesson. Stay with me. The next time we will get into the 2nd stage of the soul journey in the Magor Arcana.